how posture affects your pelvic floor, and how if you're treating one, you're missing half the picture. Let me explain to you. Your pelvis is the foundation to the structure above. Without a strong foundation, the health and stability and the safety of the structure above is compromised. So that you are this whole structure, because without your arms and legs, you're simply disabled, but you're still alive. Without the structure above the pelvis, that's not possible. So stability of your pelvis is so important. And by design, it is where your center of gravity is. It's hinged at the structures above, which is your spine, and or you have joints there, and at the hip joints or hip joint here, where your lower extremities get connected to the pelvis. So now, when your center of gravity, it's designed to change, because if it was written in stone, you only had one version of opportunity, and if you deviated from that version, well, that would be the end. So the reality is, it does shift back and forth to balance you. And that's a talent it has. So that means if my posture, my daily routine, my lifestyle requires my neck, let's say, to go forward, I'm gonna fall forward unless my pelvis changes its position. So now I am balanced, and it's okay for that moment. But when this becomes my default mode, I'm in trouble, because the stability of my pelvis is no longer there, because I have altered the position of my pelvis to a position that was suboptimal, and it is not what the design of the area is. When you have a good posture, and a good posture is not a tool you have. A good posture is a reflection. It's a gauge of proper functioning joints and body. So when you have a good posture, it's almost like playing pool table. When you're playing that game, you hit that white ball at the right angle with the right amount of force, and next thing you know, it makes it to the hole. Certain things just line up correctly when you have the ideal posture. So deviation from that ideal posture becomes instability of the pelvis. When the surrounding area is not providing the opportunity for the muscles inside your pelvis to balance with the outside, then when the instability exists and the outside environment is altered, the expectations of the muscles inside your pelvis changes. Why? Because they are to work with the outside environment to stabilize this pelvis in place. You have backups that assure the health of these muscles on the inside, and that's biological breathing. When you breathe biologically, just like babies do when we study babies, the muscles inside your pelvis get relaxed in the process of breathing in, and when you breathe out, they're required to contract synergistically to breathe out. So when it is positioned properly per design, and you're breathing biologically per design, you are continuously reinforcing stability and tonicity and the strength of what it takes to keep it in place. That alteration from that ideal place is not just something that randomly your body felt like doing. It happens as a result of your lifestyle, injuries, habits that you have. And it is important, because if there was only one version of you being in this ideal place or else, then we wouldn't last that long. Our lifespan would decrease. That would be the end of humanity, essentially. So your posture impacts the stability of your pelvis, and the lack of stability of the pelvis comes in different shapes and forms. Pelvic floor dysfunction, if it was the name of a book, it would have many chapters with different presentations. If you have not subscribed to my channel, you may know this, but you most likely don't have any idea or hardly have an idea as to how many chapters go into this pelvic floor dysfunction title. So it is a good opportunity for you to subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn that, whatever the bell is, the notification bell, so you get notified when I post. So back to what we were talking about, working on stability of the pelvis is so important, and working on functionality of your joints and proper movement is how you attain and retain it. The best exercises I have come up with, well, I haven't come up with it, but I know of that works tremendously are developmental exercises. Things like dynamic neuromuscular stabilization. These are the exercises that we understand by studying human babies. So if the world was a petri dish, was an experiment, when we placed those exercises we didn't place it, we have automatically, as babies who could barely hold their heads up, we automatically have gone through the progression of these movements, and we have all become running toddlers. So this is how we're hardwired. This is how our body parts know how to behave. And so this is the way we go back and we fix the issues. It has produced the results over the course of humanity, and it will produce the result if you know what you're looking at, if you understand it. So if you're looking to understand it, if you're looking to own the knowledge so you can understand what right looks like, what your default or your version looks like, and how to replace your default or wrong version with the right, contact me using one of the methods of contact in the description box. If you have any questions or comments, do it right here. I read every single one of them. And until next time, take care.